Welcome to the video for Pre-Algebra section 1.5 called Variables and Equations. In this section, we are going to find the solution to an equation giving specific values. We're going to solve equations mentally, and then we're going to define a variable, and from that, write and solve an equation. So three things happening in this section. The first is we're going to find the solution to an equation given specific values. All right, so let's have our example. 4 plus x equals 12. And our options are 3, 7, and 8. Okay, in order to find the solution, we're going to make replacements. So we're going to start with 3 as our first option, and I'm going to replace x with the value 3. And then I'm going to see if it makes the statement true. So if I replace x with 3, remember anytime we make a replacement, we put parentheses around it. Now I'm going to add, and I ask myself, does 7 equal 12? No. So 3 is not the solution to this equation. Remember, the solution means we're finding the number that's going to make it true. So next up, I'm going to try 7, and I'm going to put 7 in for x. And then I'm going to solve. But does 11 equal 12? No, of course not. Okay, finally I'm going to try 8, and I'm going to put 8 in for x. And now when I add, I get 12 equal to 12. So the solution to this equation is 8. Let's try another one. Let's try 5x equals 30. Let's use the values 3, 6, and 9. Remember, I'm going to make the replacement here. So anywhere I see an x, I'm going to substitute with 3. Now I'm going to do my multiplication. Remember, there's no sign there, so we assume it's multiplication. And does 15 equal 30? No. So 3 is not the solution. Next, we're going to try 6. We're going to replace x with 6. Now we do have a statement that's true, which means I can stop right now. I have found the solution. The solution to 5x equals 30 is 6. I don't have to continue and try 9 once I have found one that works. Okay. Moving on to our next point in this section, there's a bunch of homework questions that ask you to solve equations mentally. And what that looks like would be something like 11 plus x equals 15. And we want you to start thinking about what this unknown value could be, or what would I need to add to 11 to make 15? And hopefully you can see it pretty quickly, but if not, we can count up from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I know that my solution is 4. Let me do one more for you. 54 equals 6m. All right, so in this case, I'm asking, what do I have to multiply 6 by to get 54? Again, you could count your multiples of 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and then count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know m is 9. Or you can recognize that the opposite of multiplication is division, and I could have divided 6 into 54, which would have given me 9. In either case, the solution here is m equals 9. There's one other concept in this section we need to talk about, and that's defining a variable from a statement, and then we're going to write and solve the equation. So, the sum of a number and 8 is 24. Remember in the previous videos we talked about mathematics being its own language. So we've got to identify key vocabulary here in order to help us write this effectively. The first is sum. And if you look back at your vocabulary from a couple of sections ago, you would remember that sum is the same as addition. So I know I have addition. We have a number, which we've yet to define. You can use any letter that you like. In this case, I'll use the letter N. We have the sum of a number and 8, and is. We haven't talked about this yet, but in mathematics, is means equal to. So I want to add a number and 8, and is, which means that equals 24. That is the equation for this statement. And then I think your homework also asks you to solve this. So using what we did in the previous skill, what number plus 8 would equal 24? And hopefully you'd be able to come up with 16. If you couldn't, maybe just subtract 8 from 24, and that would help you get 16. Let's do one more example. A number minus 4 is 15. Okay, keywords here. A number, so we need to define that. This time I'll call it R. Minus, you know what that means, subtract. Minus 4 means equal to 15. So here is my equation. And now we can solve this equation by reasoning through what number take away 4 is 15. And hopefully you got R is 19. Or if you recognize if you simply added 4 here, then we would have gotten 19 as well. Okay, at this point, finish up your notes, refer back to the lesson and the examples, and then begin your assignment.